Hi hoy, it's Surface Sonic. We're going to do a little bit of a different video today. It'll probably be a complete train wreck, but we'll do our best. This time we'll do a little music, but I have a little project and I thought it might be fun to have you guys come along for the ride and watch. Basically, this is going to be a little bit of a ramble, as usual. But first of all, I had these spare Neo Jensen NK12 Neo Dimium speakers, and so that's one part of this equation. So now if I back up, this is the reveal. I commissioned a cab from Armadillo Amp Works in Texas, and they've built me another cab. So this is a Bandmaster head shell and a 2x12 speaker extension cabinet. And if I scroll over here, don't mind the doggy beds. We have a lot of dogs, and love them all. Here we go. So they built me, Will at Armadillo Amp Works built me this lovely 2x10 cabinet, combo cabinet for my 62 Bandmaster. And then to go back a little further in the story, this is my 63 Showman that I bought. This is how it came. Somebody had already done these changes. The brown Tolex with the oxblood grill with the, I guess it's gold piping, or tan piping. I can't tell. But anyway, it's I thought it was an amazing look, and I love brown. So I love brown Tolex. I love the era of Fender amps between the tweed and the blackface plates. They call those by the plate nameplates there. So on this one, if I can zoom in a little closer, I can't go any closer. That is a brown Showman plate from 63. Now those usually come in a blonde look, hence over here I have a 63, so above the 62 combo cabinet here that I created. Well, he built the cab at Armadillo Amp Works, but I put it all together. That's a 62 chassis Bandmaster, and that above is a 63 Bandmaster head in its original shell, and it looks great. So let me just back up a bit. So when I was on the hunt for a Showman at the time, I thought I'd be getting a blonde one. So I commissioned Beaver Bottoms cabinets to make me a blonde cabinet with a sparkly grill cloth, because I wanted like a 63 version. So I never, the one I did have before, it worked with it, and I used the blonde looking Tolex and everything with other amps. I had a then I came across this bad boy, and I just fell in love, and I got completely inspired. So as a project, which I never filmed, I took off the blonde Tolex. It was kind of ungluing anyway, a little bit of it. No disrespect to Beaver Bottoms, but maybe just the weather in the house or something. It started unpeeling. Even mine, so I re-Tolexed it with the brown, and it's got a 1x15, I believe JBL D140F speaker, something like that, from the 60s. So it's vintage accurate and all that. And so I just matched. I bought the grill cloth off from one of the amp supply shops online, and so I matched it up, and it was a fun project. It was difficult, but it was fun. The worst part of redoing a Tolex job is you've got to get off the old glue, and that's tedious. You're better, if you're going to build an amp or Tolex an amp, better to get one that has never been used before. That'll save you a heck of a lot of time and frustration. Anyway, zooming back over here. So when I got this, with this combo cab, I thought, well, what if I don't like the 210 configuration? I think I'll order a 2x12 cabinet, and then that way, and I got the shell so that for the head for the 62 Bandmaster, thinking, well, I could just swap them out if I want, if that just works for me. And also the other motivation, sorry for the panning, for the big 2x12 cabinet here was in case so if I ever was to take out, or ever were, to take out the 63 Showman to gig with or anything, this 1x15 cabinet is just a monster. Let me zoom out for perspective. There we go. See, it's just, it's huge, man. And yeah, you can use a hand cart. It's just too much. What if you have to go upstairs or get in tight cornered areas? No, I don't want to do that. So that was the other motivation to have this 2x12 cabinet installed, because the 63 with the Showman will pair up nicely. It won't, the ohms and all that, it's all good to play with a 2x12. So this was a two-pronged possibility with this extension cabinet. So then I had already placed the order. It had been a few months already going into it, and I just got these yesterday. They arrived. So then this bad boy came into play. Guitar Center had this, and it was obviously used. It's a 63, and it's got the tube chart with the 2 stamped date code and all the notable serial numbers or I don't know, numbers on the inside in the chassis. So it's a legit 63. I love it. So I got this thing, and then as you can see with the Tolex on this original shell, it's a bit creased there in the corner, or torn or ripped, or I'm not sure if it just cracked, or for some reason it was cut. Maybe at some point somebody recovered it. Who knows? They look very precise, so I don't know if that was a bad factory job back then or whatever. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, I'm fine. And it's a perfectly lovely cabinet or head shell. And also, I absolutely am not one to really want to mess with a whole vintage thing and keep it intact. But the thing is, if I do that, I am not going to want to take that thing out. I want to keep it clean. It's very clean. So that may also lead me to think it was recovered anyway. And I actually bought the grill cloth for that because what it came with was not actually accurate. So somebody had done that. So that makes me lead more into thinking that maybe somebody completely recovered it anyway with the accurate vintage blonde, the blonde Tolex. And that's fine. But then again, I got this thing. And it matches the cabinet, right? And I gotta tell you, the 210 combo cab with the 62 is perfectly great. And it's the one I would take out the gig with. It's portable and light. Never mind that I got I don't know if you can see it. Whoop! I got a new twin reverb Tone Master for gigging with the surf band I just joined. So I'm all over the place. Say hi, Basil. Basil doesn't care. Anyway, so I'm kind of inclined to leave this in. And then I was like, but what about this? I don't want to mess with the vintage look. And it is the legit shell. It has the tube chart and everything. So what I was thinking is, well, I can take this head out, the chassis, and just safely secure away the original shell and keep it out of danger and out of moisture and all that. So it's just kept pristine. And then if ever down the road, if I ever have to move it on, I'll put the chassis back in this. But, and so what this frees me to do is if I put this 63 chassis into this head, because I'm dying to make sure to see if it fits, and I really don't want to bother taking out the 62 Bandmaster chassis out of the 2x10 combo. It works great. That's a super Fender Super amp. This is before the Super Reverb. That is the 210 combo size of the Super. So if I ever got a Super chassis, I could easily put that in and then put the 62 Bandmaster into this one. Are you keeping up? Because it's also, this is the way my head works, right? So anyway, so I'm going to leave that in because I don't foresee me getting a Super amp anytime soon. They're very expensive. And I'm going to switch the Bandmaster head and safely put away. Again, keeping in mind the Tolex most likely is not new, because I think somebody screwed that up when they did that re-Tolexing. And the grill cloth is something I put on, so it's nothing new there. It's just but preserving the actual shell with the tube chart and its history and all that, because I'm very respectful of all that stuff. But if I want to be able to actually use this for a gig, because it's convenient to carry a head, and then this is a 212 cab, but with the Neo speakers, which sound great. I've had them in my old blonde twin reverb, Tonemaster twin reverb, because I didn't like the stock creamback Celestian creamback Neo creambacks, or whatever they were called. I just didn't care. They didn't sound Fender-y to me, and I liked my Jensens. As I like a lot of modern speakers that have that, that Fender tone in my head. I play surf and punk and all that, so I really like that sound. Anyway, these are very light speakers, and so my thinking too, as I'm getting older, I wanted it to fit in this combo, or this extension cabinet, to it'll make the cabinet light, or not so heavy. It's not that heavy now. So there will be little extra weight with these speakers as opposed to the traditional Jensen speakers or something that are 212s that are going to be heavier with heavier magnets or whatever. Anyway, so the next step here, so I'm going to do that. I don't have the logos yet. These flat Fender logos, not blonde. I just placed an order, so I'm going to get 2 of them, and then I will put those on here. And now, at some point down the road in another video, I'll definitely show the logos with them on it. In the end, but we'll go ahead. We'll open up the back of the extension cabinet, and we're going to do this speaker cabinet first. See if he put in a wiring harness. I'm hoping he did at Armadillo Ampworks. And if they didn't, it's okay, because I bought one just to be safe. Because I don't remember if he told me he was going to include that or not. So anyway, I will do all that. Let me show you the speakers. So anyway, so that's the game plan here. And again, purists might freak out and be upset about me moving this out of its original shell. I'm just putting this shell in safe storage to keep it from harm. And then this way, I'll be able to take the 63 out and play with it now and again, as I will probably use the 10 cabinet. So depending on which one sounds great and all that. Down the road, the other options here, again, like I said, if I get a Super in there, Fender Super chassis, I'll put it in this cabinet, combo cab, put the 16 in this bad boy, I'm sorry, not 16, 62, the 62 Bandmaster into this guy, take the 63 out of this one and put it back in the original, and then in the original blonde chassis, or shell. It's not again, the Tolex I think was a recover, because it's very clean. And these blonde amps, if they've been used and played, they get dirty real quick. That's why most people don't like to use them out gigging. other than for the surfy flavor or vintage flavor, but they get dirty really bad. I don't know why Fender never bothered to make brown ones, because they'll stay a little bit cleaner than the blonde ones. But I like brown. I'm into the earth colors, earth tones. So anyway, the other, and what I might do with this, if I end up putting the 63 head back in this, it's another crazy idea. I don't need another 212 cabinet. That's silly. And I already have the 1x15. Don't need that. So I was thinking I could get a extension cabinet, or buy one from Mojo, because they have them. You could just order the right Tolex and grill cloth. Just get a 2x10 cabinet made, and use that with the Super. So it'll be a head extension cab combo or configuration, as opposed to the 2x10 combo cab. But for now, the 2x10 combo cab works great. I don't really foresee me getting the 210 extension cabinet anytime soon, because I'm probably going to love the 63 back into this guy. So, okay, so let's open up the, let me see if I can zoom back out. See a lot of mess here. Okay, so I'm going to open up the speakers, show you what they look like. And I won't be able to see you on this side of the camera, so let's see if I can get in a little bit. Okay, let's try that. Hang on. It's very lightweight. This is the Jensen NK12. Hopefully you can see that. And it's quite lovely. It's practically brand new. I only had it in the ToneMaster Twin Reverb Blonde with oxblood grill cloth for a short time before I ended up taking that in to swap as a gear swap thing. So I'm going to put that back down. And just for full clarification, not that anyone would doubt the word of me, as far as you know. Here's another one. Being very careful. Here's the, sorry again, by Basil, the Jensen N12K 8-ohm speaker, and it'll work perfectly with these. So I'm putting that back in for now. I'm going to fold up these boxes. Maybe I'll do a little editing so you don't have to see the boring parts. I'm going to put this in here. Alright, we'll get these out of the way. Okay. Going to move the head shell out of the way, because we're not gonna, that might be another video entirely, depending on how much time this is all gonna take, because again, I don't know if there is a wiring harness in this, so I don't know how long it'll take. So we have to lift it up and put it up here, and it's not gonna, well, it comes pretty close. Hey, I didn't even pay attention. Let me see if you can see that. I think we're in luck. I think we already have, yeah, see that little lovely thing in the corner? That, he's already got the wiring harness in there, or at least that part of it. So I will keep that focused. This is going to be a multi-part video because I'm already almost at 20 minutes. But let's get the back open. So I'll try to be as quick as I can. Whoop. Gotta find the old Gunnerooski screw gun. Okay, so we're gonna pop these out. And I gotta tell you, the Armadillo Ampworks puts out superior quality products, and when he made me the combo cab, it fit the 62 because I gave him all the proper measurements. He also had Will at Armadillo. He also had the schematics. These things always pop off a little bit, so I'll make sure they stay with the screw. Whoop. Try my best not to strip the screws. Well, except for I'm going to drop them. Whoop, pardon my bending over. Okay. Whoop. Can't believe I missed one. How funny. Okay. Okay, so it's probably a good thing I did get the wiring harness, because obviously they don't have the speakers wired up. But what they do have is this part that I'll have to solder at some point. The connection, or probably even better yet, I'll just undo this one, take it out, and screw in my other one that's already wired up, because that's smarter. Let me take a look there. Yeah, this bad boy's already, I don't know if you can see it, but this bad boy's already good to go. So all I have to do is put it in there. It's already soldered and wired up. So, yay! So it was a good thing I bought that thing. Of course, he put some other things in here, and I don't remember what they were. It could be casters, like I can install on the bottom. And I have too many screws up top to... Oh, hang on. Oh, that's... I can feel them. You'll have to take my word for it at the moment. I can put casters on there. I don't usually put them on in the house because I always worry about stability, and I don't want the dogs roughhousing and playing and bumping it, then have the whole thing tip over with the head shell on top. So for safety, I'll keep the legs or the wheels off for now. Let's see what we got. Normally I just use a knife, but I don't have one handy. Screwdriver. These are just the wheels, I'm pretty sure. Unless there's anything else added to it. Oh yeah, there is. So they're the he basically hooked me up with the piggyback thumb screws that hold the amp. Maybe they're not installed yet. Oh, they are installed. Awesome. See those metal bars there at the bottom? That's what you screw in the thumb screws to affix to the speaker head. So that's cool. And we got wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woohoo! All right. And then we've got another set of thumb screws. I'm sure we'll figure out why. Piggyback thumb screws. So now we have 4 of them. Maybe he just gave me a backup set. Okay. So these are, I think I ordered I don't know why I did this, but this is the piggyback clip bars. Oh, maybe those go on here. Oh, okay. Those go on here as well to affix to the, these bars will meet the underbelly bar of the chassis. And then, oh wow, cool. I was wondering about this. This is the chassis straps. So when I take out the head of the 63 blonde chassis, I can leave all this. I can keep all the screws and the chassis straps with that box, with that shell, and then I could just use these for this. So that's cool. Woohoo! Okay, so that's looking good, and the speaker can already be mounted. Just have to take off each of these little screws. And we're going to do that first. I think what I'll probably end up doing is getting the speakers on first. And you have to be careful when you're putting speakers onto this configuration, the way these are done, because these screws are very unforgiving. I foolishly did remove a chassis once out of a Princeton, out of a vintage Princeton, or was it? I forget. I think, but and I think there's one more. Yep. And you should always take the chassis out first. That gives you more room to deal with the speakers when you're putting them in, if you're changing speakers out. And because I didn't know any better and I was dumb, I poked a good rip into the very papery, flimsy material of the speaker shell and poked a hole right through it. So, a vintage one too, so that was very crushing. Ended up paying for it to get reconed, which was a tedious process all in itself, when I should have just bought a new speaker. Alright, I'm just taking out the other ones now. Right. Woo! Let's keep them with their proper section. I like that there's a nice division, and you can run the cables underneath here. I might have to tap these staples in. I don't know why that one's not even in all the way. That's just a bad one. Oh well. Did they not think I wouldn't see that? Oh well. I'm going to throw this away because I don't want any staples around for the doggies. You're wondering, Surfy Sonic, why'd you have to go into, or Steve, you can call me Steve. Please like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I can't remember anything else. If you want, if you feel like it. Anyway, you're wondering, why'd you go into the kitchen? That's the kitchen right there. Because I don't have a trash can in the home office, because dogs will get into the trash cans unless I keep it up high on one of the tables or drawer, whatever, credenzas or tables or whatever, and I just don't want to do that. That's silly. So I have to walk the extra 5 or 6 feet. That's good exercise. Okay. All right. So that's done, and now it is time to. Let's see. Yeah, that's cool. So these have this part. Again, That's already installed. So, 'cause I don't know if maybe somebody in the comments can tell me, will I need to have this on the head as well, or on the chassis, on the extension cabinet? Because I thought all that you do there is just screw it in, but maybe you do. But I don't see any other holes to screw those in, so these might have been backups. Maybe it was just a miscommunication of what I needed. I think this is a backup. I don't think I need both of them, because once you pop this sucker on, you just put the screw in and you're good to go, the thumb screw. So we'll keep that over here for the time being. So that's really nice. Okay, speaker time. Alright, since they are probably going to be wired and need to be kind of in the center, I'm going to put the little thingies there. That's my technical term. I'm sure there's a real term, I don't remember it off the top of my head. So let me just gently put get them in. I don't think. Okay. They are off just by a bit. Oh, that's scary. Maybe I have to go this way. They are. Go on that side. I still need to go sideways, I think. Careful on that. So that one's a little off, which is concerning. I might have to pause and play with it, see if I can get it sit right. Let's see if I can get this one on. Okay, so took about an hour to get everything situated. So let me just see what everything is here. All right, so turns out, so I had to try to widen the holes for the speakers to fit into those screw bits, I don't know, that are attached to the cabinet. So, and then even after doing that for a bit and risking damaging the speakers, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to take a hammer and bang the one screw drill piece, or the long bit of the screw that was a little too wide, so I tapped it in a bit, and then I was able to get it to line up. It was just one side. The other side, I also widened the holes on the speakers to fit into these screw things, and fortunately I got it to work on that one. But this one was a little bit more extreme. I think it was just the one of the screw without heads just wasn't long enough, or it was not positioned in the right place, or that these speakers are just totally off. Anyway, I also, just because I was in the middle of it, I took out the original jack and put in the one that actually is soldered. It's a little smaller, so I had to get rid of a couple of the washers to be able to make it fit, but it's nice and tight in there. So the next thing we're going to do, oh, and the other thing I would recommend, is something I figured out after I turned off the camera, is to lay the cab flat, to gently and carefully lower the speakers onto these very pointy screw bits that are affixed to the wood. of the cabinet. So now I got them in. Oh, it's just that I've got so many scratches in this credenza, it's not a big deal anymore. But when I hear that grind, I get a little panicked. Ah! Okay, so let's see if we can zoom in a bit. So those are in, and here I can zoom out a little bit. Camera work, top-notch quality production. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is, I'm hopeful. Okay, so what I have to do is get this cable, these connections, positive, negative. They're gonna come through the top and affix here and there on the speakers. And then this one that's on the door, on the back panel, once I get it connected to whatever, there's plenty of room, so I'm not worried about that. The trick is, I don't remember which way it all goes, so I'm going to have to pause the camera again and have my regular phone camera out to look at some past speakers I've done to make sure I put them in the right place. Parallel series, I don't know. I think parallel. But anyway, let me pause it 1 sec. Okay, I think I've got my handy little camera. Pictures. I always take pictures of things I'm doing so I know how to put things back the correct way. So I'm looking at an old, another cabinet I did. So it's the same principle. So for this bad boy over here, he's gonna go into this. And then the other one is over here. Probably blocking, sorry. See if I can do it over here. So positive goes here. Negative goes here. The thing is, I think I'm going to take some needle nose pliers and clamp those down a little bit so they don't get knocked loose during transportation. Hopefully I won't ruin anything. Good luck. Gotta get in front, sorry. I don't have room without breaking the. Just have to be careful during transport. Yeah, I could solder them, but if I end up deciding to swap out the speakers at some point, soldering is a whole messier thing with speakers, and you don't want to get the hot solder dripping onto the paper of the cone. So I think that's pretty good. That's as good as I get. That's what I got gravity-wise. I have them pointing upwards, so hopefully they won't fall. Okay, so I broke my phone. Oop. Okay, so the other ones. Okay, so this part will be a little more confusing since the ones I'm looking at aren't the same white and black. I have 3 blacks in this picture of the camera and 1 white, so that's not helpful. So obviously, let's just go with what we know. The positive goes with the white over here. Let's do it this way. I don't know if you can see me. Sorry if I'm blocking it. Come on now. Why are you being? Oh, there you go. There you go. That one's pretty well set in there. And this bad boy, I think, well, there's positive and negative, so that I think I'll be okay with this speaker. But the question I have, does this go to, I'm going to gamble and say that, let's turn on the light. I'm going to gamble because I just don't know enough. Okay, that's negative. So we want, so that's positive, negative there. Let's take a look again. Maybe get some other. Yeah, so this one's confirming both positives are on the one side. So this definitely has to be on the negative. So we will do that. See if I can pinch them closed a little bit. Hoping those are pinched better. Yeah, that, well, it's not great, but it'll do. And then we go positive and negative for this, and that's pretty self-explanatory. So the trick here, and you're not really going to be able to see me do this, I've got to put the negative over here. This must be the worst video made on this kind of thing. Right? And then this one goes over here. So tight. There you go. See if I can tighten them. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it justice. Maybe. That's the best I can get it without breaking them. Okay. We are affixed. So I think before we completely bolt everything up, we've got to run the head to this and just see if it works before we go to the trouble of putting everything back together. So let's see if we can keep that from falling over. And I know I'm going to end up pulling it down if I'm not careful, so I guess it makes sense to put one screw in just to hold the bad boy. I ended up taking out all the little cups because they were falling out anyway. Alright, let's just screw up one to keep it from tipping over. Sorry for my blockage of my big lumbering buddy. Okay. So here we go. Let's see if we got it right. Didn't tell you the specs on the... Alright, that'll hold it in place, so now we don't have to worry about it tipping over. I'm going to put this here. Okay, so specs on the N12 Jensen speaker, the Neo Dimune. Give me a sec, I'll pull it up just to tell you. I think it's the vintage Neo and it's 100 watt, 8 ohms, N12K, that's the one I have. I don't think there's any others. I didn't get the Tornadoes or the D series. Yeah, so it's the Jensen Vintage Neo 12-inch N12K 100 watt 8 ohm. So this baby should be nice and cool. Okay, so good news. I actually did wire it up right. I had a wrong cable. This cable works better. So before I turn it around, before I close it all up, I will grab the old guitar. Let's see if I can move back. Sorry, the camera's went on the brown for a while. Here we go. So let me let's put on the old Jaguar. This has no reverb or any pedals. I'm just testing the amp here. I'm out of tune, sorry, but it's really about just making sure I have sound. We got sound! Woohoo! Okay. So, let's see if I can plug things back in to get some reverb. Turn it up again. I don't know why I'm going way out of tune like that. Crazy. So it sounds glorious. Okay, so let me pause it. And give me, I'm going to pause the video again. I'm not going to make you watch me screw in all this damn screws. It's just crazy. Okay, be right back. Okay, got it all set up. Huh? That's a lot of work. That's why I use combos now mostly. I don't know why I got this thing. All right. So, while I'm not fully complete, pretty complete, I got my Keeley Caverns delay pedal. It's the Caverns, but just the delay side. And turn off the tuner. And so I got a little echo delay. Let me turn off the, I think I actually activated the tremolo. Yep. So the harmonic tremolo, where you go to speed, put it, 4 is good. You can intensify it to 7. Pretty cool. Now with a little delay too. Over here, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I've got a Surfy Bear Classic reverb unit, outboard reverb unit for the glorious reverb. For anyone interested in a Fender reverb unit type thing or a reissue, those have really gone up in price. A Surfy Bear, I think, is a great buy. It's a smaller footprint, it's flatter, and it sounds just as glorious as a Fender reverb unit for about a third less of the price or quarter less of the price. Something math related. Don't know. Anyway, this is going to be a big editing video. So I've got on order a couple more of these Fender flat logos I'm going to put on the cab, and then also put on this bad boy. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can. I'm going to take the guitar off. But yeah, I'm going to turn off the tremolo. At least I got the speakers wired up. Woohoo! Okay, I'm going to just turn that off for a sec. And just going to make sure you can see the new shell. So I guess that's the question. It'll probably peeve a lot of purists and stuff, but I am a purist with Fender gear. I you know, admire a lot of the vintage stuff, and it's such great, you know, mostly works really well, especially if it's been serviced well. So anyway, but like I said, I'm going to take the chassis out of the 63 Bandmaster and put it in the brown new cab, and then that way not only will it nicely match, I can actually use it to take out to gig and stuff, and it can be my workhorse head and cab unit if I don't take out the 2x10 combo version I've made of the 62 Bandmaster. So I wouldn't have bought the 63 Bandmaster, but it was at a really great price for these, really low compared to what you'll find on Reverb. And 63 is my birth year, so I just really wanted to have it. The Showman is a 63. The 2x10 cab combo with the 62 is a 62, of course. Then I've got the Chris Stapleton 62 Princeton Chris Stapleton edition above there. The Surfy Bear unit is a little blonde thing sitting on top of the Princeton. Then I've got a Magnatone Twilighter, which is quite lovely as well. So that, and then again the whole new thing. Sorry for the glaring light. Oh, you can't even see it. Sorry. Well, below this spot is my, let's see if I can move the tripod. There it is. My new Fender Bandmaster Twin. And then I also have, pardon the camera, a Blues Junior Western Tolex. I got my little Rumble 500 bass amp, and that's about it. I don't expect to be getting any more amps unless I find a great deal on a Fender Super amp, or and this is the one I shouldn't have because it's just too big and bulky, but I'd love to get a Fender Concert, like a 62, 63 or something. But you know, again, their footprint's so big, I just don't know where I'd probably just put it over there where the 2x10 combo is and put that back up on the credenza. But I like how the credenza is now. They're not normally smushed back against the wall, but it's because I had to make room for this project today. Anyway, so that's it for now. I guess the next video I'll make is how to swap out the chassis from the blonde one to the brown one. And what I'll do, and again, I promise all you vintage purists who are totally against this idea, I get it. But since I got the thing and I'll be able to take it out, and I don't have to risk damaging the blonde one, which has been recovered, and I redid the cloth because the grill cloth front was not correct. So whoever had it before me did that, and they didn't do a great job with this blonde Tolex anyway. But the cab is I cherish because it's got the tube chart inside, and when I swap it out and put the chassis into the brown Tolex in the next video, I will show you the inside and the tube chart, and teach you how to, if you don't already know, how to determine an amp's state and stuff. There's a 2-letter code that Fender uses, and This one is M something because M is for 63. Anyway, okay, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that other good stuff. And I will catch you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.